How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking this video. I really appreciate it. If you do end up liking this video by the end of the video, if you watch all the way through, please make sure to leave me a like. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe if you enjoy the content that you've seen so far. Alright, so the topic of this video is, would I recommend you, or would I recommend the average Joe, some guy asking me, hey, do you think I should buy this game? Would I recommend they buy this game? Alright, also, let me add that this will be my last Digimon video because I'm simply finished with the game. So what better way to end on Digimon content than a recommendation on whether or not you the person watching this video should buy this game or not. So starting off the list of things that I did like the combat. I love turn-based combat, and this game had really great turn-based combat. Turn-based combat is really rare in games in this day and age, so when a game can come out and drop some fire turn-based combat on me, I love it up. I love it up. So turn-based combat, man, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Another thing I liked about this game was the Digimon. The Digimon in this game were really good, albeit there were a little bit of Digimon. It was a small amount of Digimon, but the ones that were in the game were really fun to use. Some of them were new. I didn't recognize some of them, and it was really fun finding out who was who with the silhouettes, even though for the most part of the game I did have a guide or a digivolution list, so I already knew the names, but I didn't know the actual faces of Digimon. But like I said, Digimon, love them in this game. I hope the next game that comes out that's kind of like this, not the next game that's coming out, World Order or whatever it's called, not that game, but the next turn-based Digimon game that comes out, I hope that we get a lot more Digimon and we get player matches, but we'll get into that later. Moving on, the next thing I kind of liked about the game, but I didn't dislike enough to add to the dislikes, was the story. The story was okay. It was really drawn out. It was really, a lot of it was useless, but overall, I was really enjoying the story. I was really into it, and I don't have enough things that I disliked about it to put it on the dislike list, so I had to add it to the like list. So the story is there. It's okay. It's not the worst. It's not the best. It's just okay. All right, so the next thing that I liked about the game was digivolving. Digivolving was really fun in this game. It was fun to figure out the routes to get certain Digimon, which routes were the best, which routes were easier to go, what Digimon did what, and why you would need them, and just the whole quest to figure out what everybody did was just extremely fun, and I really enjoyed digivolving. That's basically what I spent most of my time in the game doing, was farming digivolutions. The next thing on the what I liked list, the amount of skills that Digimon have, and you know the competitor of Digimon, which I don't really consider it a competitor, but I'm just gonna throw the name out there, Pokemon. You only have 4 skills in Pokemon. Now, don't get me wrong, Pokemon's a great game, but I've always felt like 4 skills is not enough, because even in the TV show, you see certain Pokemon doing way more than 4 skills. So the fact that we were able to have 2 more skills in this game, which, you know, bumps it up to 6, and then actually have 20 skills in reserve to actively switch out in between battles or whatever, that right there was just so amazing for me, because you can have all your support skills, all your crazy attack skills, and all of that stuff all on one Digimon. So yeah, the amount of skills that you can have on this game is crazy. The next and last thing that I liked about this game was the difficulty. The difficulty was never, it was too hard at times, but it wasn't impossible. And trying to figure out what to do in certain battles that were kind of hard or really hard, trying to figure out what works best, even if you had to cheese it with, say, like a Jessmon and just counter everything until a person dies. Imperialmon. It still was a really good difficulty, and I liked trying to overcome the difficulty. Now on to the dark side. The things I did not like about this game. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this, but the lack of English audio in this game is something that I really disliked. Now, I did know this game was going to release without English audio, and I accepted that, and it was fine, but it's still something I disliked. To my next point, there's too much unnecessary dialogue in this game. I may not have noticed this if I were listening to someone just talk in English. I may not have realized how much of the information that they give you is useless, but being that I had to read everything, reading through all of those things, it was like, all right, you told me the main point, now let me go about my mission. And they would always drag it out so long. The dialogue was so dragged out and just useless that it made it to the point where I would read enough until I got what I was supposed to do, and then I would spam X through all the dialogue. Now, the next point, it also has to deal with story. The next point that I dislike about the game is how the game was built around the male character. When you start this game, you can pick between the male character or the female character. But throughout the story, it only makes sense that the male character is played. The female character doesn't really, the story isn't very gender neutral, if that makes any sense. Even one scene in the game, without trying to spoil too much, one scene in the game, you and your friend, who is a male, you guys go blow for blow on each other, and you are just swinging full force, punching each other in the face. I don't know about you guys, but no male friend of a female should ever full-blown punch her in the face. Like, there's never a case where that's necessary. So I feel like that instance and then a couple more throughout the story were basically tailored for a guy. Now, given you shouldn't be punching your guy friends in the face either, but it makes more sense that two guys getting emotional and going, you know, blow for blow at each other over something is more reasonable than a guy and a girl doing that same thing. So moving on to my next point, the lack of private matches and private matches and or player matches in this game really hurt. I wish that I could play with my friends. I wish that I could play with my viewers. I wish I could play with subscribers on YouTube. Like, I wish I could play against all of you guys and possibly continue to make videos from it, because right now I have nothing else to make a video on besides ranked, and ranked is so boring to watch. My stream numbers are dropping because nobody wants to watch ranked. So there's really no other, nothing else for me to do in this game. I have nothing left to do. And I feel like if they would have released this game with player matches or private matches, like lobbies or whatever we could have, that would be fun. That'd be really fun, and it would help the game live and get more people into the game, because if two friends can get into a game and play against each other or play with each other, they're more likely to buy that game than to buy a game that they cannot do that in. So I feel that in this day and age that there should always be the option to play privately with people who don't live near you, because there's a lot of people, and me personally, I have a lot of friends, the majority of my friends don't live near me, and the only way we can play is through online. So if you have a feature where it's only local, that's good for people who live near each other, but what about the people who don't live near each other? We can't play with each other, you know what I'm saying? And that just sucks for some people, including myself. So I wish that was in the game. The last thing that I have that I disliked about the game was the status effects. The status effects alone in this game aren't that bad, but when you combine them together and abuse the status effects, they really break the game. Like, a Digimon can have panic, sleep, and paralyze on all at the same time, and essentially join a battle and never get a turn. And that to me is not fun. I got exposed by a bot online with a whole team of baby level Digimon, and all he did was status lock me. And after about, I think I had 2 chances to go. After those 2 turns were up, I never got another turn. I basically had to watch myself get my ass beat and watch them buff each other. That's it. That's all I had to do. I couldn't do anything else. And it was the longest 30 minutes of me getting my ass beat I've ever seen in my life. With that being said, that ends off my likes and dislikes. Now, would I recommend this game? I would 150% recommend this game for anybody who is a fan of Digimon and or RPGs. This game is an amazing game, despite the things that I listed that are negative towards the game. The positives still outshine. Way more positives are in this game than I could list on this list, and that is just something that you guys need to experience for yourselves. I feel like anybody who's a fan of one or the other, which I mean RPGs or Digimon, is gonna truly love this game. So I would definitely recommend that you go buy it. Well, that does it for me, guys. Thank you all for watching this video. Thank you all for clicking that like button if you did. If you chose not to, that's fine as well. If you chose to dislike, I understand. I'm just glad that you're here and you watched this video. So with that being said, thank you. And it's really sad to see an end to the Digimon content, but we have a lot of other things in the future for this channel, and I cannot wait to bring it to you guys. Right now on stream, I am playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles X will be played on my stream all the way up until when Pokken drops, Pokken Tournament. Now, when Pokken Tournament drops, then that's when new content will come to the stream. So until Pokken Tournament comes out, I will have one video up a week at least, and they will be basically videos so that you guys can get to know me better on a personal level. I know a lot of you guys know of my videos, you watch my guides, but you don't really know who Grav is. You don't know who I am. And if you don't watch my streams, then you really don't know who I am. So for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try to put up videos that are more about me. They're going to be just commentaries over gameplay of just about me and what I do and who I am and my goals and just stuff like that. So if you guys have suggestions for, or like questions of things you want me to talk about myself, or video ideas, please leave those in the comments. I'll be definitely reading them. I read a lot of the comments. So I'm going to stop rambling now because this is what I did last time. I will take my leave now. You guys stay great, and I will try to be great myself. And I will catch all of you in the next video. Peace out, guys.